Hello everyone, welcome to a behind the scenes look at my short parody game Outstand. And as you can see, we are in the Terror Engine editor, and yeah. So if you've not played the game, you know that this is where you start off with that robot voice talking and everything, and you'll notice that there's no trees. However, that's because, you look here, the trees are not actual trees, they're just effects, they're not monster effects, they're pre-made into Terror Engine, and also once you look up, you also notice that you can see the entire map over there, like, and everything. So that's the little area over there. This is the main lobby and the corridors. That's the kitchen, dining room area, and that's where the cells and the experimentation room are. So yeah, it looks really strange when you're not actually playing it, but so I'll go through something. So this is the placement thingy mabobber. You place things with it. It's how you place the walls and the statues and the events and everything. So this is a trigger zone. So that plays the audio and it destroys itself once it's been activated once. So that's how I got the thing to play. And so as you can see here, I've set some of the players out. Like the walk speed is 3, the run speed is 5.5, and the jump height is 8. Now, I could have enabled crawl or pickup, but pickup is practically useless other than the fact that when you press F, this hand appears in the middle of everything, and it's really weird. And the crawl is good. However, if you have things like tables, then that are like shorter than you, then if you keep trying to go underneath them while crawl, then you eventually will clip through them, and then if you try to get out, then you'll just teleport on top of the table, which can be quite, strange. So that's the camera thing with Bieber. It's just a PNG with blank everything. So yeah, so once again we have an event here. This one plays. No, actually, no, wait. That's the end thing. So as you can see here, I've not enabled it at start, because if I had, then you just walk up to the door and the entire thing would end. No, I set the object ID to end, so that I'll just go over here. So yeah, it's in the cell. So here it is. So this thing here, as well as playing the leave audio, it also activates the ending thing. So that's why it ends. It only ends once you get over there. And also this bit here, this is enabled at the beginning, and it plays the other thing. So yeah, I tried to make it look as well. I tried to make it look, outlasty, kind of, and I suppose I kind of succeeded with that. I mean, that's a completely different thing. So, but yeah, so now you're going to see quite a few of these patrol nodes, as they're called. So there's one over here. There is one in the middle of this corridor, and they're basically scattered all around the entire map. Now, what these patrol nodes do is that they enable the NPC, which is the enemy, which starts off back here. He basically follows this set path, and well, I originally wanted him to go and wander around himself with no set path or anything, and to be able to only go run after you if he saw you. But the problem with that is that, well, Terror Engine itself is a bit glitchy, so when I tried that, it would just it would always get stuck. So that's kind of the reason why he's blind, because, well, I had to make him blind, otherwise he wouldn't pose any threat, and he'd just get stuck, and it wouldn't look good. So yeah, as you can see, they're scattered around the place. There's lights. That's basically about it. Now, the keys, each key has its own key number. There's 3 keys scattered around the map. The first one is, I think it's in here. It's here on the table, and I kind of had it so that the 2 out of 3 keys will be in locked rooms, so you'll have to find the previous key before moving on to the next one. And so yeah, and also I'm just rambling on about and stuff, but these are different lights to the other ones. Like the other ones are area lights, but these are spotlights. I put them there because, you know, like when you're in like the dentist or whatever and you look up at these things, there's usually light coming out of them. And while I couldn't get it to look like there's light coming out of them, I did manage to get the light pointing here, so, you know, it would kind of make sense. Now for the cells, the cells are basically quite empty. I just put a bed in just for a bit of, you know, something. I think probably, well, I think they're all like that. Like this one, like there's a dead guy in it, but I think, yeah, they're basically the same. The only difference is that this one has a proper door and has a dead body in it, and the other ones have, these are actually just iron cage doors. I just put them there because I didn't want, like, you know, the people to be getting in here and, you know, because, I mean, look at this, it's quite boring, but, I mean, like, at least this place actually has some interesting and important stuff in it. So, yeah, so I'll probably go over, like, just, like, development stories, I guess. So, well, development stories is actually, because, you know, like I said, I made this in, like, 3 days. Well, the first day I didn't really do much. I just came up with the idea and started working on the, I started working on this bit. Like, I think by the first day I'd made this bit, but without the statues and the effects. Because I only worked like 20 minutes on it the first day. So basically, I kind of made it in 2 days. And that kind of makes it a bit more impressive, but I don't think it is. I mean, say on day 2, I basically spent the entire afternoon, like, basically modeling the entire asylum. And, I think that's as far as I got on the second day. It was the third day that stuff quite happened. Like, I didn't, at first I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do with this, so I made it that, I believe there's, so, well, there was 3 versions of the game. There was, the first one which was kind of boring, which is you just basically just explored, because, well, I couldn't think of anything else. So I thought, you know what, let's just let them explore. I mean, that'll be fun, but it's not, because, like, if you're just exploring this place and you have nothing to do, then, well, it gets boring after a while, and, I mean, I didn't want it to be too boring, because, you know, I don't like boring things, you probably don't like boring things. Yeah. Huh. I didn't know that. Oh well, guess it's good. Guess it's a good thing that these corridors are separate, otherwise that light would show up over here, and that'd be weird, because there's no lights in here. But, so, yeah, that was the first version of the game, but I didn't want to do that. I wanted to make it a bit more fun, so, then, believe it or not, I made a dungeon underneath here, and I intended to, like, do stuff with it, but then I ran out of ideas, and then I eventually just made, like, this big section where this giant monster would come up, and then, well, it would say in the robot voice, and then the dev ran out of ideas, and the player died, or something like that. But, and again, like the first one, I felt that was a bit boring, because, well, all this, like, the dungeon itself wasn't really that impressive compared to, in my opinion, the asylum itself. Like, so then the third version, which was the current game, came along, and in that version, I just decided to just keep it to the asylum, and that's where the patrolling came along. That's where the keys came along, and yeah, this game was made. So I think that's really all I have to say about it. But yeah. Oh, I should say, yeah, people have been saying that, you know, but yeah, again, I'll just talk about this bit. So some people have been saying that it's confusing because the key isn't visible. I mean, I don't know, I might fix it, but yeah, that wasn't intentional. Like, when I played this, I could easily see it, but yeah, so sorry about that, everyone, I guess. But, well, it's there. You just need to, like, go up close to the table, and you'll definitely pick it up. So yeah, that was behind the scenes of Outstand, my Outlast parody game. Ooh, I forgot to mention something. So, you know, I'll just go over the wee basics. So file, that's this kind of stuff. Scene, that's like walls and floors, items, effects, lights, doors, and the terrain, which I'm not using because last time I used the terrain for a very short game, it was like 300 megabytes, and since I didn't really put much work into it, it was like 2 minutes gameplay, and it was like 300 megabytes, and that's ridiculous. So that's why I never used the terrains. So the NPCs, that's self-explanatory. This is actually the NPC file for the skinless crawler, as he's called. So there you go. He has a run speed and a walk speed of 7, and that explains why he's so fast. So, but the player is like 5.5 fast, so he's only like 2.5 numbers faster than the player. So he makes. Oh, okay. So yeah, I don't know why, but I made him have the same footstep sounds as the player, which in retrospect wasn't the best of ideas, but oh well. I mean, it gave you some chance to be able to locate him. Event stats, like all the important stuff. So that's the trigger zones. That's how I got the audio files to play in the text. Wait, there was no text show. End zone. That's subscribe to audio zone. Now there is one. Oh, there is one actual audio zone here. That's all the way out here, and that's the ambience, or as it's called here, Ha Royale.ogg, and it loops. And so yeah, that's audio zones, and well, the other things are other things. So this is where I got. I'll show you where I got the models from. Like all the models in this are actually just pre-made ones that were made for Terragen itself, so nothing too exciting there. That and the map generator. That's a map generator. It generates maps, boring maps, but still generates maps. And settings. This is the interesting thing. So this is how I got the green color. There's no red. I'll let you know. There's no red lighting. If I put it all the way, then it looked like that. Put it all like that. Now the green, there isn't actually a lot of green. There's just like a little bit of green. Most of it's actually blue. And in retrospect, that probably explains why some people sometimes get this glitch where it shows up blue instead of green. And that's because the main color is actually blue. So as for the fog and feel of it, that's boring stuff. So this is how I got this effect. So it has the enhanced fake SAO. You know, I'll remove the effects, and so yeah, without the effects, this is what it would look like. Oh no, okay, now I get it. It's now I think I understand probably why some people get blue. It's not because of that. It's because this thing doesn't like putting the effects on, and I've forgotten which effects I put on. Darn it. But yeah, I put this one on, and it was somewhere here. No, you know what? It doesn't matter. I just need to remember not to save this file, or else you'll end up with this blue mess. So, oh, and there's actually a third person and cinematic and first person and third person camera type, but I went with first person because it would be weird to see. Like, it'd be weird because So, yeah, that's everything you need to know about the behind the scenes stuff of Outstand. So, yeah, I guess I'll see you all later. Bye, everyone.